welcome to America.
Hi, my name is Noshin Walji. I'm 39 years old and I'm considered an immigrant in America. I have been in America for the last 18 years and I first came to USA in 2006 as a student, and then I was offered employment at a hotel while I was studying, and they agreed to sponsor my visa application. My visa application has been stuck in limbo for the past 18 years now, and hopefully now my mom is a citizen, my dad is a citizen, my brother is a citizen. So hopefully through family sponsorship now there is hope that I might get finally some permanent resident status. But right now I'm currently on employment authorization that I have to renew every 2 years. In the 39 years that I have lived on this earth, the first 21 years or 22 years were in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, my homeland and the love of my life. It was a very wonderful experience there. We grew up very poor. There were times when there was no food. There were times where, we were struggling so much. My mom had to go to various people and ask for help. I finished my schooling using money, zakat money. Zakat is a term in the Muslim religion that's charity, and every year during Ramadan, Muslims usually give out a portion of their annual earnings to charity, and that's how I was able to study and finish my high school in Zazima. After that, I got employment at the British High Commission in Dar es Salaam, and I started working there as a visa assistant. While I was there, I had deep interest in computers. So I went and studied computers and got an advanced diploma in computer science from one of the institutes in Dar es Salaam. And then by 2006, I realized that I needed to do something else with my life. So I applied as a student at the Santa Fe Community College. And then that's where I started my journey in America and New Mexico. A couple years in New Mexico later, I realized that there were really no job prospects. The hotel that was willing to hire me wanted to wait to start me on the job until after the green card application had processed, the permanent resident application. And so I had no job and looming bills from schools. So both my brother and I decided we wanted to move to the East Coast to try and find better job prospects. So we moved to New Jersey, and we lived in Lodi. My first job in New Jersey was at UPS in Mahwah, and I was I think some type of sourcing purchasing assistant there. And while at UPS, I met this amazing person called Lylene. She was not my direct manager at that time, but she was doing some kind of database work in order to derive a balanced scorecard for each vendor's evaluation. So that was very interesting for me. It was database work I'd never done. So I asked Lylene if there was any way I could help her and if there was anything she could use me for. So I think Lylene talked to our manager, Scott Binder, at that time, the purchasing head, and got Scott Binder to have me join her team. And so I started, experimenting with database work, and then there were some reports that we were pulling manually, so kind of automated all of the reporting process out by building macros in Excel. That was a very interesting learning experience because I'd never done that before. And then at UPS, when I was 3 years in, I found out that my employment authorization had expired, and we couldn't get it renewed on time. The lawyer couldn't get it renewed on time because of the delays up in USCIS. So I had to unfortunately leave my employment there, and I was unemployed for about 7 or 8 months until my renewed EAD came. And then from the renewed EAD, I started looking for a job again, and then I found a temporary position at Citi, working as a contract, a sourcing manager. And that's where I met a bunch of other people who are amazing and taught me very well about sourcing and how credit bureaus and how the contracts with banks work. And even there, after 2 years, My EAD expired. I didn't get a renewal, so I had to leave that job. And then again, unemployed for 3 or 4 months until the renewed EAD came, and then I started my journey at Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble was an amazing experience. I met Jose Nario there. Jose Nario is the brilliantest mind I know. And we were working on purchasing from the buyer's side. So working on the merchandising side and figuring out how to best help our merchants, our buyers, to procure the right set of products, and then how to use that procurement of products in our distribution centers, and how to make sure that each and every Barnes & Noble across America got some allocation. But we wanted to make it a little more intelligent, so we developed algorithms that would tell us how likely a particular store is to sell a specific product set within a certain amount of time. And then layer in things like the shipping time from distribution center to the store, all of that, in order to build exactly a recommendation for buyers on how many products we need to send to each of these stores. So that was a success. But again, the EAD problem came along 3 years later, and so my EAD expired. And the lawyer told me there was literally no way to renew the EAD because I was going through the court system for removal proceedings. So then I was like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do. I said, well, if I have to wait anyways, because this was 2017 and my court date wasn't until 2019. So if I have to wait 2 years and do nothing, I might as well start studying. So I went and I enrolled in a Master's of Business Analysis program and a Master's of Management program that I sped through because I had nothing else to do. So I took multiple classes in order to keep my mind occupied so I don't have to think about the unemployment. And of course I finished with a 4.0 GPA and all A's in my class. And I finished my master's degree in a year and a half. And I was like, well, there's still nothing I can do. So I started another master's degree in accounting systems. And I finished that in 7 months. By then, there was hope that something will happen. So the lawyer filed for employment authorization again, which was pending for about 9-10 months. This was in 2019. And I got my EAD renewed around September of 2019 or something like that. And that's when I started looking for another job, and I got a job at MJH Life Sciences. And at MJH Life Sciences, I was a technical project manager because I did study, I did have a Master's of Management in Project Management and Process Management. So I started there as a technical project manager, but then around that same time, the person that was going to implement Workfront was let go, and I was asked to implement Workfront myself without knowing the system and without knowing the application. Now, I only had skill sets in project management. I didn't really know how to do the work related to Workfront, so I had to learn how to implement Workfront and implemented that successfully across all of the various organizations or mini organizations within MJH Life Sciences. And then right around 2021 October-ish, there was a job opportunity at ADP that I was heavily interested in, which is a director of product management in a very transformative environment for the sales and marketing team. And I was like, okay, sounds like a good opportunity. So then I applied for ADP. I went through the interview process. I interviewed 4 or 5 people, each one individually, and then I waited, but there was no job offer. So I was like, oh, maybe they hired someone else. And then a month and a half later, I got a call from ADP's recruiter saying, hey, we actually did select you for a job, but it wasn't the job you interviewed for. But it is something that, is in the data space, and we think you'll be a good fit for. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Sign me up. So I started my journey with ADP 2 years and 3 months ago. So I'm still at ADP. I am still on employment authorization. I'm still struggling to be a resident of the United States of America, even though the rest of my family already are citizens. And so my journey is still continuing. And inshallah, one day I will get the interview call so that I can go ahead and get the interview completed and become a U.S. permanent resident. Thank you for listening to my story today. I really appreciate it.